Hey guys, it is Greg again. I wanted to go over MicroStrategy as a stock on the Nasdaq. One of the reasons I want to go over that is because it's by Michael Saylor has Bitcoin in his portfolio. I was just looking at the chart and going over it, and there's just a lot of questions for it in me. And I know there's a lot of push for it because he adds Bitcoin to his portfolio, but there's some good, I guess, in the future there could possibly be some good news. Currently, there could be some negative. What I'm getting out of the charts and just studying it. In my opinion, right now, this is not anything that I would go into at this moment. I still think just looking at the chart, and I'm going to go through it with you guys briefly, is there's still some things I think it needs to suss itself out of what's going on, and what I think possibly could be going on with this asset. Not to say that you can't make money in it after it's done with its correction over here. It looks like it's going to zoom up on that leg, and I'll show it to you, explain that why. But just going over the history of it, this is the .com bust. Where it just tanked. This is just 34.92 down to $4.54. I mean, what a smashing that is. Jeez, look at this, guys. What happened here? What is it? Almost 100% retracement. Okay. Now this is the area that, like, I've seen some people are calling this like these are bullish moves. Guys, these are not bullish moves. So like this is the issue in this area that I don't like about it, because if you check these moves out closely, these are three-way moves and three-way moves up and a three-way move here. And I don't like assets that move like that, even though you can trade them. And obviously from 436 all the way up to 139, you can make good money. But this tells me from here and into here, there's something going on that I don't know about. I don't know what was going on in this area. Obviously there's some issues that went on with the 08 bust and things, but I like assets that are clean charts. And this is not clean. This is like, you just have to really have this conviction, if you will, in the asset to really want to be in it. Not to say that from here to here, you made massive gains, obviously, but I'm still in question with this. So these are three-way moves. I've investigated it. They're not impulse moves, three-way moves. And this itself too, even though there's divergence from here to here, this is a three-way move too, guys. It really is, in my opinion, because, just the way it reacted off there like that. So you can see it's three-way move-ish and then a three-way move. Okay, I could be wrong. Somebody wants to debate me on that. It just doesn't make sense with this move either. So if you have this over here and this, to call this 1-2, this doesn't make sense to me. So what I think is going on here with MicroStrategy is it made a move and then a long correction. So from June of 13 up to August of 15, and then a long second wave correction. And then it zoomed up on this third wave, and now it's coming down for a fourth wave. And in my opinion, I think it's making some sort of expanding diagonal, which are pretty rare. And that this asset is going to zoom up on this leg more than likely. I think that that's what's going to be happening here with this asset. Anyhow, let me keep going and show you. So there's a really good probability, in my opinion, just based off these trends that it's hitting on this. So here's the touch at the start. It came over, touched again. And I think there's a good probability that this asset is going to be making some type of three-wave swing down to here, kind of like a WXY move, more than likely like this. So you have like maybe a WX and then, something down for a Y like that. And then on top of that, a higher sequence W, and then maybe zoom up and then down for another Y to touch that trend. but for it's following all the rules on the expanding diagonal, which are pretty rare. But it could come down and touch this area, and then this asset could zoom up on something like that, guys. Just looking at the past history of it, how it moves, even in these corrective moves, a zoom, zoom up, and then it kind of did a lazy, if you will, first wave and came down and zoom up. And then if this is an expanding diagonal, what's going to happen with this asset is it going to come down in this area. Don't know exactly where it is, but if you take a rectangle area, just kind of like in that area maybe, and then there's a potential that this thing is going to zoom back up on this fifth wave move. So, and that follows kind of like what I'm suspecting with the correction on Bitcoin and some of the other assets, is in this time frame, say August, September, maybe even later in the year, that this is going to just do it. You sort of see it like that on that third wave. If this is an expanding diagonal, again, I could be wrong, that it's going to do, this fifth wave is bigger than this third wave. And you just put the trend to the touch, the first wave to the third wave, and then you put it up, and that's where this could zoom up, guys. It really could. So, just to give you a heads up, this is something that could happen with this asset. And I think it's starting here because this is an expanding diagonal, and these only can be in the beginning or the end of something. And this is, it's definitely not the end. It's definitely not the end of something. So it's starting something here. And maybe this has something to do with the Bitcoin that's going on with this asset, because it's going to zoom up here. And these are very aggressive. So it's going to come all the way back down here in this move again, more than likely. After they end an expanding diagonal, these are aggressive move down, and then it's going to whiz back up on a third wave, which to me, personally, if this company is heavily going into Bitcoin and placing a lot of bets and aggressively getting Bitcoin, it makes a lot of sense that it'll have this type move back whenever this happens, and when this is finished and that happens, and then it's going to have an aggressive move up on a third wave like this. There's a probability that if this plays out, guys, and this comes down, this is going to be a blast off for this asset. Something long term that you might want to pay attention to. I'm going to keep it in my sights. I want to see how this plays out on a 1-2 up for 3. If it comes down for 4, and if this plays out right here, and then it comes down into a move like this, it's going to be a serious move right here on this asset. Just letting you guys know, it's not anything that I wouldn't even touch right now. Just I want to get more clarification. I just started looking at this asset because a lot of people in the media or YouTubes talk about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is great" and everything, and look how much it moved recently, and it did. This does make just. I mean, this thing almost moves. This asset almost moves more than Bitcoin. It's surprisingly, it went up 70% off the bottom from 134 up to 227 recently. So it wouldn't surprise me for it to play what this is playing out at all, guys. It would not surprise me that if it comes down, maybe touches its trend line to the $100 area, and then completes like a fourth wave in an expanding diagonal, and boom, up here to, who knows, this is 4,000. Just give you an idea, this move from 2020 up, 1257% move, and there's a potential for another move, even more, 4,000% or so, guys. Just to give you a heads up, for those who want long-term, looking at things from I like to keep the long-term in mind. Obviously you want to keep the short-term, but you also want to have the long-term in mind and find assets and go, wow, this thing could really make a move. And then even if you miss something like this, you can see, okay, played this out, and then you have a correction here, and then it's going to make another massive move. And it fits to me with what's going on with an asset that's heavily invested in Bitcoin, where it's going to come down and then boom, make another massive move to the upside. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.